Hello everyone, Teacup Tempest here, and today we are checking out the new Snapshot. It was released earlier today. It is 21W10A, and they've made some texture changes yet again. So this video is going to be more from a builder perspective. I am going to go over the ores. This is a little town that I made a couple of snapshots ago. I believe it was 2107A is when I made this particular little town, and I've been just updating it so I could kind of see how these changes over time affect builds, and it can be easier to see how these changes will end up looking like if you already have a build in place and you just kind of see how it changes over time. And so one of the changes has been to the cobbled Deepslate. I feel like they are, let me actually go over here and show you. I feel like they are, if I can get in the right mode, just making it a darker cobblestone, which makes sense. It is cobbled Deepslate and this is cobbled stone. And so it is becoming more cobblestone-like. And so let's go over here, and you will immediately see that my road looks completely different. I do not like this. So I will leave it. Just that way we have comparisons for the rest of the snapshots. But I want to change this. I don't like the way it looks anymore. And then it kind of ruined one of my builds, in my opinion. It has made this one look just not as good because I'm not a huge fan of cobblestone. And you have like this nice stone, or the nice bricks, and then you have the cobbled in there, and it's like a, certain blocks have, there's like this range from like rough to your really nice stuff, like you got quartz. I would even put the tiled up there with the quartz. It's a very nice looking block. And then you have like cobblestone, which is like your low tier, in my opinion. And still, like, I just don't like, it's darker, it's more detailed, like the lines in it is more defined. So it just completely changes this. I'm not a fan of it. And again, I'll leave it. I do need to finish putting some buttons on this side, totally. That's the thing about doing detail work, is you always overlook something, always. But yeah, it changed it up. This is too noisy for a road design, and yeah, I'm not a fan. But let's get into the other things with this update. Alright, so they changed up some of the ores. There's a change in the iron ore, and I actually like this better. In the last update, the 21W08B, they did more of like a stripe in it, and I was like, that looks alright. But I do like this because I think it stays with kind of how the other ores look. It's more traditional Minecraft. Though I'm not against change, but I think it just fits better. Then they changed up the cobblestone in the Deepslate, or cobblestone, oh my word, the coal in the Deepslate, and I don't like it. It blends in too well, and if you are in a cave and it's going to be hard to see this difference. So I hope they further refine this, because here is a clear difference, here not so much. I'm loving the gold. It's so pretty. I can see myself trying to incorporate this into a creative build. Emerald, I don't really have much of an opinion on. Same with the copper. I like that it still looks very unique from the iron. They didn't change that part of it up. So, yeah. Here, I started to do... I'm gonna put in a little card where I compared 21W07A to 21W08B. And this was one of the things I talked about in this video. And at the time, I wasn't a fan of how this was different from the side. I felt like it should be all the way around, but it looks like they actually did a little change that makes it so much better. So you can now turn your Deepslate block any which way. So actually, let me grab some basalt because it'd be easier to see. So it'd be similar to basalt and how it acts, because you can place it like this or this. And the reason I wanted to show the basalt is its texture is enough, there's a big enough difference between the two. It's easier to see what I'm talking about. So here, let's place one sideways and take a look at this. It's a slight difference, and then in the road here, that's all I did was place the Deepslate in different directions to create this version of the road, but we will get back to that in a second. So I'm much happier. I know I didn't like it not being all the way around. So much happier. One thing I don't like, and I think would make a big difference, is if they would come out with and let me double check myself before I say they don't have a stair in the Deepslate. Yeah, all they got is the cobbled. I wish they had a regular Deepslate stair, because then I feel like I could change how this house over here looks, and it would look closer to how it was before, and I'd still be happy with it. I wouldn't feel like I'm using cobblestone, so I'd be considerably happier about it. And then back here, I did some road designs. This one is by far my favorite, and it's using a mix of the Deepslate in different directions and then the cobbled Deepslate. It has like a nice texture change within it without being like bam, you know, it's very subtle. And then here is just a cobbled Deepslate road design here, and it's good. I don't have anything against it, but I kind of prefer my roads to have a little bit of a texture to them, like a bigger change than just, you know, same thing all the way down. But that's just me. This would make a very nice cobbled road, I believe. I actually prefer this over like a cobblestone road, I'm sure. But then again, as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of cobblestone. And I think it's just because of the shade variation, maybe, from like a white to such a dark gray. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. And let's see. Okay, and they also added in the cracked Deepslate and the cracked tiled Deepslate. And here is the normal, and then top and bottom is the cracked. Honestly, I don't feel like we needed a cracked in the tiled. It's so subtle, you hardly see it. And I view the tiled Deepslate like almost like a premium block or an S tier, so I wouldn't really want a cracked version of it. However, for the brick, I love it. This will make a great like castle design where you can throw in some of the crack to make it look more aged, and it's just a wonderful addition. So I wanted to show real quick how you would make this. You just put this in your furnace and it will make a cracked version so it stays in line with how we did it in the past. And there you have that. I made a couple of wall designs using the new cobbled design, and in a previous video I made this exact same wall, and again, maybe I'll do the card again at this point in the video. And I said in that previous video, I was like, this would make a good like roof texture just because it can maybe look like you try to do some shingles or it's a legit cobbled roof. And I do like the way this all looks together. Let me change the tone. And it looks nice. Here I did this just to see how well the two cobbled blocks look together, and I actually do like this as well. I think for like a starter house this would be fantastic, or even if you just want a more rustic house, this would be really good. And I like how it all works together. So and I'm excited to see maybe doing some other stuff with the cobblestone and the cobbled deep slate. It'd be fun to play with. But let me check my notes. Yeah, that's all I've got for you. And I'm excited to have this update come out later this year. I plan to put out a lot of content on it. I have a lot of builds in my head. As you can see, I've been doing some off over there. I have my little sample village, and it's just, oh, ooh, hold on. Is there an azalea tree yet? I saw something about the azalea. So they don't have it where you can have the azalea tree yet. Okay, I saw something about an azalea tree in the update notes and thought maybe I could put one down for you real quick. But yeah, this is literally all I have for you. I hope you found this informative, especially if you love to build in Minecraft. And yeah, have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, goodbye.